Hey fellow comrades, how you guys been doing? It's your boys in here, and welcome to our newest generation of matches. Yeah, I'm a little bit new to this, sorry, but anyways, let's get right to it. He's gonna put up some stick whips. I'm gonna go for the fire blast to do some damage. I'm trying to transform into it to try to put up some stick whips myself, but he switches out Empoleon, which I'm able to scout his moveset, so it is not a complete waste of turn. Speaking of turn, I go for the flip turn, which is equivalent to a water type, well, bug type U-turn, but equivalent to water type with the same mechanics behind it. Jirachi wants to Zapdos. I'm thinking to myself, okay, let's try to go for the body slam. I'm really trying to, I need to be fast here. Like, the match is going really fast. Anyways, since I'm very old school, I forgot, oh yeah, Dark, yeah, it's gonna do a lot of damage towards my Jirachi. Yeah, definitely forgot there. Do manage to get a double paralyzation even on the turn where he actually heals with Lumberry was absolutely ridiculous. Switching out to my Fairy type Weezing, trying to take anything this Pokemon's got, but it's doing a lot of damage with the Brave Bird. I'm putting up some Toxic Spikes to try to make his team kind of heavy to switch in. Switching out to my Empoleon, and this is where I normally do not try to brag, but this is one of those two turns that I actually made a very clever moves involved. I turn into Ghost type, knowing he will actually go for his Fighting Stab and get the agility up, right? So I'm kind of a bit to a degree where I cannot speed anything because I'm over 330, which is faster than anything he's got outside of if his crocodile, crocodile, how do you call it? Oh my god, it's been so long. Yeah, so that was a very good course of action there, but I made a very bad decision here. As you can see, I'm playing really bad against Sableye. I should have seen that knockoff coming. I should have known he will probably go for the sub, or he was going to do some shenanigans, taking advantage of his prankster ability, and kind of go from there. He does take the last resort in setting up the gravity, which is going to result in a lot of damage as he Terra Ground, and I think to myself, okay, so yeah, he's got Moxie, he's got Terra Ground, he's probably Choice Scarf, as he did be able to outspeed me, which normally wouldn't be able to happen. Even with Stick Webs, I was +2 agility up there, so I was still able to neutrally outspeed that Pokemon without Scarf. But speaking of that, I completely forgot Gravity makes any flying Pokemon actually, not weak to ground, but still neutrally damaged by it. As you can see, Crocodile is making a giant comeback here, absolutely wrecking my Pokemon complete. Switching out to Weezing. This was, I guess, trying to stall a little bit of turns, but honestly, it's not going anywhere, to be honest. This is not looking too good for me. Poison is racking down this Pokemon, but with a Stab, Ground, and Moxie kind of neutralizing everything, it's a huge problem. So I'm expecting him to switch out since he cannot really hit me with ground anymore. Go for a Fire Blast against his Slitherwing. Slitherwing does take it quite well. Switching out to Torterra, but Slitherwing probably has like first impression, and it probably has U-turn, which barely makes my Torterra survive. So that was not a good choice of action on my behalf. I was playing pretty bad here, but let's see if we can make a comeback. I go for the Shell Smash since he's got his sticky webs around. He will still be able to outspeed me. Sadly enough, aren't gonna be working like that. Sadly enough, but anyway, Slitherwing coming in, and if he's got first impression, or even if he's got anything, pretty much at this point, it's gonna work into his favor anyway. So. For a little bit of a last resort, I show him I got Red Card with Transform, and I know it sounds really strange, but honestly, Transform nobody sees it coming. If you can see your opponent's moveset, I think that sometimes can actually make a huge difference, especially if you can like read what kind of item they're gonna be holding after that. But that was our first match. It was a good match, and I decided to record it, so let's go right into our second one. So Ribombee seems to be a very common lead now, right? I mean, I've seen this Pokemon every now and again. It's a very fast Pokemon. I think it is like 383 speed at 100 level. But anyway, speaking of that, I'm trying to, rocks are given. They are given. Stealth Rocks, Sticky Web can actually be pretty detrimental against his team, noticing his team now, because Empoleon gets competitive. And basically competitive, his ability, anything that drops his stats will automatically make his special raise by 2 stages. Special attack is pretty good on Empoleon basically, and I think that's gonna make for a good little setup against it. So as long as the rocks aren't around to giving more significant damage towards me, I may actually have a chance. So since his Chestnut is paralyzed, I'm able to outspeed him with Empoleon and actually threaten him with Ice Beam. I can actually do something else, but I don't think he's got a switch against it, because Ice Beam actually two-shots this Gyarados. As he does go for a Dragon Dance, I'm thinking to myself, will he actually go for something crazy? I want to go for a Ghost type. I want to like neutralize anything crazy that he wants to do, like Earthquake, since I would normally be weak to it, but he doesn't. He does go for the Dragon Dance, and here's where I made a mistake, because the Sticky Webs, again, even with agility, he is able to outspeed me. So I need to really be cautious of this. I need to make a little bit of a how do you call it, a change of movesets, a little bit more functional changes, considering that I've just noticed that most of his Pokemon, like his Sticky Webs, are so detrimental, and against this team I need something to actually neutralize it. So anyway, speaking of that, I'm going to switch out to Jirachi. He's going to go for the Flash Cannon with his Goodra. That aren't going to be doing much damage, but Flamethrower is going to be significantly... That damage was unreal. Does this Pokemon get like a boosted special attack or something? Because that damage was definitely unreal. So two shots me easily, but that's okay. I guess Jirachi is sort of like a dead weight at this point, thinking about it. I go for the Earthquake with my Salamence to kind of like cripple it down to a point where I can threaten it with my next Pokemon, or in this case go for the Fire Blast, expecting him to switch out, maybe to Rabambi, though I'm not too sure if Rabambi is Fairy Bug or Fairy Flying. So I wasn't, again, I'm not new, like, I know this Pokemon is not the newest generation, but it's still new enough for me. So I wasn't too sure, and that's why I played that game. I should have not played that game. I should have just, you know, go for Earthquake again, but I didn't. So again, additional damage. At the same time, Moonblast would probably take the Salamence out no matter what, even if the Sludge Bomb would hit or not. Anyways, Weezing does survive. There comes Cleavor. Cleavor is powerful, but Weezing in this case, being paralyzed, I got Pain Split as well, which is going to be able to take on anything he's got. Stone X is a very interesting move. I believe it puts up Stealth Rocks on the same turn as it also hits me, but it's not that powerful. So noticeably, my opponent is going to decide to forfeit. Whether or not that forfeit was a good decision on him, you know, that's his decision. I guess he didn't see a comeback from that. But anyways, let's get right to it. Ninetales against me, Aurora Veil, putting up the light screen and Reflect. Absolute menace right now. Incineroar, I go for the Body Slam, trying to paralyze the Ninetales, but Incineroar is going to be paralyzed instead, which is completely fine with me, to be honest. I can U-turn now as well, and I am actually baffled by the amount of damage this following move is going to do. Knockoff does a lot of damage, as you guys can see. It takes off my heavy-duty boots, but this is where I was really surprised. 26% only from a Salamence. I know I'm a mixed set. I am a 4th generation Uber Salamence, you know, and it's a good Pokemon, but I am actually still surprised how much, or how little do we say, Earthquake did against Incineroar, which is, again, super effective. So I guess that is the power of Unstab, right? Anyways, Red Guard kicks in as he actually goes for a Draining Kiss. That doesn't do much damage to me, but Mew is gonna come in, and I was contemplating whether or not I should do this. I know it's not a good choice. I know it's not, but I kind of want to, for some kudos, I want to, you know, for some cool points, I guess we can say, for it makes for a good video. So I turn it into a normal type, transform it into Gardevoir, and go for the Shadow Ball against it. Well, I'm also assuming he's choice, but I'm not. So I got Aura Sphere on his side, and I'm noticing he's got Shadow Ball, Psychic, and I think something else. But Aura Sphere can make it for a huge problem against him. So I don't know if he can actually one-shot me here, but I can probably like take him down to his competitive, I would imagine. I don't think anybody really runs turned on this one. So I go for the move, Noivern comes in, takes my move really well. Switching out to Weezing, he does make a good play here, go for the U-turn, go for that Scout to back to Empoleon, which probably, no, actually he completely walls me, but I can still put up some Toxic Spikes to kind of make his switches a little bit hard to make. since Ninetales is going to be poisoned and Gardevoir is going to be a little bit poisoned, and with Stealth Rocks it really racks up. So generally speaking, Empoleon against Empoleon, that is completely fine, though I will say that I am not sure what's my best course of action. Since he doesn't know what kind of Empoleon I am yet, I go for Agility right now. There's no sticky weapon involved. I go for Ice Beam and take him out. Which is perfect, but the fate is, Empoleon of his, if he's got Roost, we're gonna kind of like both wall each other, since we both have Roost at the same time, and I only have Hydro Pump and Ice Beam as my offensive course of actions. So Empoleon of his, you know, 4-time resistance, Ice Beam, and resist of Hydro Pump aren't gonna be doing any damage towards it. So a Ninetales Blizzard, questionable move there. I don't know why he didn't Aura Veil, but I guess thinking about it now, like his team, the amount of HP they're at, they're not really at a reasonable amount, so I guess Aura Veil wouldn't really play a much of a difference here either way. Not to mention that this Pokemon is going to take my move really well no matter what I do, so I decide Hydro Pump just to see how much I do, to see if he does have the Roost. I missed this turn, and Empoleon does get the Roost in this duration, which is very, very cool actually, and this is the big reason why I should decide to use Empoleon and Torterra, because Torterra gets Shell Smash and it also gets Sword Dance. So Shell Smash and Sword Dance probably an overkill, to be honest, but it's so cool. These Pokemon are actually together, they're actually kind of cool, and they're really fun to use. Heck, even Transform Mew is very fun to use. So Weezing coming in, being not that far there, Jirachi coming in again, trying to just get that paralyzation with Body Slam aren't going to be overpredicting anywhere. There's no Aura Veil anymore, and in worst case scenario, Incineroar is going to come in, and I can just U-turn on this and pretty much seal the deal against him. Next time there's gonna be no more switching in the Incineroar, because this Pokemon seems to be a little bit bulky. He does go for the knockoff, get rid of my item as I go for the Roost, and that's fine. He gets paralyzed, and I'm pretty much gonna go from here. I'm gonna keep on spamming that Hydro Pump, the strongest move that I have at my arsenal right now. But I aren't at +2, and I kind of wish I was, but there is no way to actually get to +2 because I'm avoiding that Intimidate from Incineroar, and I kind of feel I really wish I didn't. So anyways, I go for the Transform. I know it's a bad move. I should probably like Fire Blast or something, since that's the neutral move and the strongest move I have at my disposal. But it's okay. It's okay. I think Salamence, as long as I'm able to get that Earthquake off, do as much damage as I can against this bulky Empoleon, which I assume is max HP. That Earthquake really didn't do anything. I'm thinking, okay, as long as Torterra cannot speed, because I do have some speed IVs into this, I'm able to take it out without forcing. But I think he doesn't have Ice Beam, because he already showed us he's got the Flash Cannon and Surf, and generally speaking, he doesn't have like an Ice Beam at his disposal. So anyways, I go for the Body Slam against the Noivern, Flamethrower on the switch, two-shotting my Jirachi. That was a good prediction on his behalf. Then again, it was a Torterra there. Empoleon is one of those Pokemon that's sort of like a very good check towards the Noivern. Do we say check or a counter? It's very hard to say. It depends on the Noivern here. But in this case, Agility is going to make my Empoleon be able to speed Noivern, because I am over 400 speed now, and Incineroar is going to come in. I'm thinking to myself, well, I can Hydro Pump, but I can also play it safe and go for Ice Beam, because Torterra is going to be able to speed this Pokemon anyway, and I'm fine with going down with a 1-0 score instead of a 2-0, but it didn't come down to it, luckily. So that was one of our last matches, and here I'm actually gonna have one more match for you guys, a little bit of an extra, do we say, and whatnot. And yeah, level 1 Sudowoodo, I didn't even see that coming. So here's the funny part, right? He goes for Endeavor, takes me down to 1, so this guy knows what he's doing, but what he doesn't know is to have red card on it. So my team is so weird, like this Mew is so weird, right? Transform and this stuff, it's pretty crazy. So that definitely took him by guard, and Sudowoodo is pretty much crippled now for the rest of the game. So that's great. Fire Blast crit against Espeon is pretty okay. Body Slam against this Ortworm. Getting paralyzation on anybody, even a very slow Pokemon, is a bonus. It is a bonus because they're playing a huge game with 1/3 chance of being paralyzed each turn is detrimental. It's borderline broken, to be honest. Paralyzation is, as a status, is actually more broken than anything else for me personally, outside of freeze, of course. But Anyways, thinking about it, most of the statuses are pretty broken. He does go for the trick, gives me specs. I go for the Draco Meteor, that's fine. I can pretty much take anything from the Espeon. I think Psychic will do about 85%, I would imagine, but I would stay weird to take it. Weezing coming in here, I'm able to take this Pokemon on one-on-one because max defensive, and threaten it with the Sludge Bomb. I can also poison it as he switches out Earthworm, makes a great call there. Earthworm does have the ability that makes him recover from ground. He's weak to ground, but he actually recovers from 25% if I hit it, so I aren't doing it. Stealth Rock, take down the Sudowoodo at level 1. Pretty much, you know, just there, pretty much as a Pokemon. Yeah, Mimikyu is gonna come in, gets poisoned, and that's completely fine because my opponent is actually gonna decide to forfeit. So that was a little bit of a extra, though I will admit that I believe, no, I don't think he actually had a chance there. Just he probably saw it and decided to run away. So those were the matches for today. Hope you guys have enjoyed my my matches. Give a like if you did, and I see you guys in the next one.